For this crochet project, you're going to need your F or 4mm crochet hook, as well as a tapestry needle and a pair of scissors. And I just wanted to show you for this video tutorial, since I'm gearing it for a beginner, or if there's a young child that's learning how to crochet, Susan Bates has these plastic yarn needles, tapestry needles with a blunted end. So if you have a young child, you can get these instead. These are a 7cm by 2¼ inch. Double check that. 2 3/4 inch. The yarn that I used for this project is Lion's brand Pound of Love. For the carrot, I used I Love This Cotton, but if you can use whatever yarn that you have, whatever orange and green yarn that you had. I just had this beautiful color of orange and green with this type of yarn. Here's the one carrot that I had for one bunny, and you could see the darker orange, but for the video I'm going to use a little bit of a lighter orange, but you could use whatever color orange that you want. And then I'm just using the same color green. You can also get the child this DMC needle threader. It's a 3-in-1. Just has a fine diamond at the end that helps for threading, as well as these hooks that will hook the yarn and bring it through the tapestry needle eye. The eyes that I used for this project are by Doris, the solid black eyes. You can use either 9mm or 12mm, and I will show you the difference between the two sizes. I actually like the 12mm, but the 9mm was the only one I found in the store. You could also use Suncatcher craft eyes for your project. Just order the 12mm or the 9mm size. This is the difference between the two eyes. This one is the 9mm. This one is the 12mm. And we're going to be using the 9mm for this project. I'm just going to show you what each of the bunnies look like in case you like those colors or want to make those same colors. This bunny has the 12mm safety eyes, and I used hot pink for the nose and a beige colored soft yarn, baby yarn, and then I put a little bit of blush on the cheeks. Then I used the 100% cotton orange soft yarn. I love this cotton yarn. And then also for the green leaves for the carrot. This is what the bunny looks like from the side and the back. A little tail, bunny tail. So that's that color. Here's the pink one. This pink one also has the 12mm sized eyes with the white inner ear and the pink, soft pastel pink from the Lion's brand, Pound of Love. And then I used the peach colored for the nose and mouth on this one, and the white tail. This one is the orange and purple color. And then I used the smaller 9mm eyes for this one. And then I made a little purple tail. And that's what this one looks like. Here's the purple one. And the peach colored nose, white on the ears, and then the white tail. To start, you're going to go ahead and get the color yarn that you want. And we're going to start with the magic circle. So you just take your yarn and then you're going to drape the yarn across your 4 fingers. Use your thumb to stabilize. Then take your yarn and you're going to wrap it around the 2 middle fingers. Then you're going to take the yarn and hold it with your pinky and your thumb just like this. Then you're going to take your crochet hook, go under those 2 loops that you made around your middle fingers. You're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring up a loop. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. So you go under those 2 loops around the middle finger, yarn over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, go through both loops for a single crochet. And we're going to make a total of 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then you can take your crochet hook, hold it onto the 4 fingers, take your forefinger and thumb and hold the base of those 6 single crochet. So you can see how I'm holding my magic circle now. Then you have the 2 loops on the opposite side. You're going to pull on one. If it doesn't close, let go and pull on the other loop, but this loop is closing it, so gently close the magic circle. Don't worry about closing it all the way. We can close it more later. Then take that loose yarn end and gently pull on that. Then you're going to turn your work like this. We're going to work into that first stitch. So you're going to take your crochet hook and you're going to go into that first stitch. So you're going to go under both loops of that first stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through both for a single crochet. You're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. So go back into the same stitch, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through both for a single crochet. So you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches. And then you're going to come back. This is how your work should look so far. If you have a large center for your magic circle, just turn your work over and you can pull gently on that loose yarn end that you have. And that closes up the center of your magic circle. Then you're going to take and get your yarn marker. Some people buy yarn markers, but I just use one of my scraps of yarn. Just take whatever yarn marker that you're using and place it right where you left off to help mark your place. And I'm going to show you the stitches so that you know how to count them. Here, I put the tapestry needle through one of the stitches. That's 1. There's 2. And there's 3. So that way you know how to count your stitches. Make sure that you're counting your stitches as you work. That way you don't have to start over if your count's not right. Then Now we're going to make our increase round, and that means we're going to increase the amount of stitches. In the first stitch, you're going to make 1 single crochet. In the second stitch, you're going to make 1 single crochet. Actually, sorry about that. You're going to make 2 single crochet into the second stitch. So let me repeat that so that you have it right. We made 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. I'm going to repeat that pattern with you. You're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. And then come back. Then you're going to take your yarn marker and move it up to get ready for your next increase round. Make sure that you count your stitches. You should have 18 stitches after completing that last round. For this next increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then 2 single crochet into the same stitch for the third stitch. And you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. This is how your work should look so far. You should have finished 24 stitches on that last increase round. Then take your yarn marker and move it up to where you left off to get ready for the next round. For the next 2 rounds, you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch. So go ahead and finish 1 single crochet in every stitch for 2 rounds and then come back. You should have completed 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. You should still only have 24 stitches after completing that round because we didn't make an increase round or increase the number of stitches. Then you're going to take and move your yarn marker up to where you left off. We're going to make another increase round, which means that we're going to increase the number of stitches now. You're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch for the 4th stitch. And that will increase the number of stitches on the round. So go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker and then come back. You should have had 30 stitches after completing that round. Then you're going to go ahead, move your yarn marker up, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch for the next 2 rounds and then come back. After you finish the 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and we're going to make another increase round. This time you're going to make 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 3rd stitch, And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. You should have completed 40 stitches on that last round, and this is how your work should be looking so far. Then you're going to take and move your yarn marker up, and you're going to make one single crochet into every stitch for 2 rounds again. So 2 rounds of one single crochet into every stitch, and then come back. After completing the 2 rounds of one single crochet into every stitch, go ahead and move your yarn marker up. This is how your work should be looking so far. Now we're going to make a decrease round. So you're going to take your crochet hook, you're going to go into the next stitch, bring up a loop for a single crochet. You're going to make one single crochet into 2 stitches, and then you're going to make your decrease stitch. It's also known as crocheting 2 stitches together, single crocheting 2 stitches together. So you're going to take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop. You have 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through all 3 loops on the hook for a decrease stitch, or single crochet 2 together. I'm going to do one more set with you. One single crochet into 2 stitches, and then you're going to make your decrease stitch. You're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. You should have finished 30 stitches on that round, so you have less stitches because it was a decrease round. Then you're just going to leave a large loop. We're going to come back to this because now we're going to put or make the face on your rabbit. Now for the fun part, you're going to take and place your eyes onto the rabbit. I just started at the center of the magic circle and counted down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right under the 7th row, I placed my eye, and then I counted 6 stitches over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I placed my other eye. Then once you have the eyes placed where you want them, go ahead and turn it inside out. And then you're going to take your safety latch and just place that onto the eye. Make sure you have it where you want it, because once you have your safety latch on, it's not coming off. And you just do that for both sides. And then you have your safety eyes in place. Now we can make the nose and the mouth. Just take whatever color you want for your nose and the mouth for your rabbit and place the colored yarn onto your tapestry needle. Then you're going to take your tapestry needle from the inside and then you just want to make sure that you place the nose where you want it. I'm going to go in 2 stitches from one of the eyes. Make sure that you leave enough loose yarn in on the inside for tying your knot. And then you're just going to go over 2 stitches and go back in. Then you're going to go 1 row down, right in the center. And then go back in where you started, you're going to form a triangle. Then you're going to fill the triangle. So you come in the top corner on the inside. Go back down at the point at the end of the triangle. You're going to do that on both sides. And then I usually like to go right across the top inside. Then I'm going to come out at the bottom of the triangle with my tapestry needle. I'm going to go straight down one row. Then I'm going to go over one stitch and down one row to make the mouth. Go back in where I started, and then do the same thing on the opposite side. One row down, one stitch over, go back in where I started, and then you have your cute nose and mouth. Once you're done, go ahead and turn it inside out to tie your knot. Don't tie it too tightly because it will mess up your face on the front. Then you can cut a short loose yarn in because it's going to be on the inside. No one's going to see it. Then just turn your work back inside out. Then you can go ahead and stuff the head of the rabbit at any time. You can stuff it more as you close if you need it. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and we're going to get ready for our next decrease round. For this next decrease round, you're going to make one single crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then you're going to make your decrease stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker and then come back. You should have finished 24 stitches for that last decrease round. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up for our next decrease round. You're going to make one single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then you're going to make your decrease stitch. And then you're going to repeat this pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. You should have 18 stitches after that last decrease round. Go ahead and take your yarn marker and move it up for our next decrease round. You're going to make one single crochet into the first stitch. And then you're going to make your decrease stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. Now your work should be getting smaller and smaller as far as almost getting closed. Then you can go ahead and just remove your yarn marker now. I'm just going to show you how to close it. And you can keep stuffing it if you need to as we work. Now you're just going to make decrease stitches. Around until you can't make decrease stitches anymore. And then I'm going to show you how to slip stitch it closed. And you can see how I'm pinching the work with my hands. That helps you to hold the head as you're closing it. Then when you're almost closed, and with mine I think I'm going to put a little bit more stuffing on the inside. Before I close it completely. Make sure you have the shape the way you want it for the rabbit head. Then we're going to slip stitch it closed. So you're going to skip the next stitch and then go into the next stitch over with your crochet hook. You can pinch it to help you hold it and stabilize it. Just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook. Whoop, going slow, I lost it, so I'm just going to redo that so you can see. Then I'm just going to keep doing that all the way around. Skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. And you're just going to keep doing that until the head is completely closed. And I'm going to make one more, should do it, should close. And then once you're closed, you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through the last loop. Just cinch down the knot, and you have a cute little bunny head. Now, just take your tapestry needle onto the loose yarn end. Take the tapestry needle, go right in where you tied your knot, and come out anywhere on the head. Pull that loose yarn end through. That just buries the loose yarn end in your work. Then you can just cut the loose yarn end. Now you're just going to take the head and set it aside for a moment. We're going to go ahead and start on the body, and we're going to start it the same way. You're going to take the yarn, drape it across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, and then wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers and then hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. And you're going to hold the yarn just like this. Then you're going to take your crochet hook, go under those 2 loops around the middle finger, bring up a loop, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. So you just take your crochet hook, go under those loops, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and then go through both of those loops for a single crochet. And then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then just take your forefinger and thumb and hold it at the base of the 6 single crochet just like you did before. You're going to take one of the loops and close it, and then take the loose yarn end and pull on that, and then you're going to turn your work so that you're working into that first stitch. You're going to make 2 single crochet into that first stitch. And you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch until you have a total of 12, and then come back. This is how your work should look. Go ahead, and if you have an opening in the center of your magic circle, you can just turn it over and close by pulling on that loose yarn end on the back, and that closes up the center of your magic circle nicely. Then you're going to take your yarn marker, place it right where we left off. We're going to start our increase rounds. For the first increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the second stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up to where you left off. This time, stitches. And then you're going to make 2 single crochet into the third stitch. And then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Now we're finished with our increase rows. So now we're going to make 6 rounds of just 1 single crochet into every stitch. So you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch until you've completed 6 rounds for the body, and then come back. You should have finished 6 rows of 1 single crochet into every stitch, and this is how your work should look so far. You can go ahead and get your stuffing and put it into the body. And as we close the body, you can add more stuffing as you go. Go ahead and get your yarn marker and move it up to where you left off. And I'm going to show you how to do your first decrease round. You're going to put 1 single crochet into 2 stitches. And then you're going to make your decrease stitch. You're going to go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, go into the next stitch over and bring up a loop, then just yarn over and pull the yarn through all 3 for a decrease. And then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. Now go ahead and move your yarn marker up. We're going to make another decrease round. But this time you're just going to make one single crochet into the first stitch, and then you're going to make your decrease stitch, and then you're going to repeat that all the way around. Now you can see that you're almost closed. Go ahead and take your yarn marker. You can remove it now. You don't need it anymore. Now all you're going to do is just make decrease stitches all the way around until you're almost closed. I'm just going to do this with you. It's the same way that we did for the head. And you can see how I'm holding my fingers to help hold it as I crochet and make my decrease stitches. Then, when you're almost closed, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more stuffing in, and then I'm going to show you how to slip stitch it closed. Now to slip stitch it closed, you're going to skip a stitch and then put your crochet hook into the second stitch. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down and bring it through both loops. For a slip knot, and you're just going to do that all the way around just like we did for the head. Just making slip stitches all the way around until it's closed. I'm going to make one more slip stitch. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through the loop and bring enough yarn through to bury into the body. Pull the knot down. Then you're going to get your tapestry needle. Put it onto the loose yarn end. Then just take your tapestry needle, go into where you tied your knot, and then come out anywhere on the body, and then that buries the loose yarn end. Then you can take and just cut it. Now you have the body, and we're going to sew the body and the head together. Go ahead and get your tapestry needle, and you're going to put some yarn, same colored yarn, onto your tapestry needle, and then just cut enough to sew with. Then you're going to take the body, put the head right on top of the body, position it how you want it, and then you're just going to take and hold the head onto the body, and then take your tapestry needle and you're just going to go right through the head, down into the body, and then out the front. Make sure that you leave enough loose yarn end for tying a knot and burying into your work. And then you're just going to take your tapestry needle, and then what I usually do is I'll go back into the body and then up into the head, and I just go all the way around, and you're going to go probably more than once as you're sewing the head on. Make sure that it's securely sewn onto the body, and then come back. Now once you have the head sewn on really well onto the body, make sure that you come out right where you had your loose yarn in on the back. Then you can tie a knot. After you tie your knot, then you can bury your loose yarn ends. Just take your loose yarn ends, go right where you tied your knot, and then just come out anywhere on the head or the body. And that just buries your loose yarn ends so they don't come apart or cause your... Then you can set this aside. I'm going to show you how to make the ears. Go ahead and get the color that you want for your ears. I'm going to use the orange and the purple for my ears. The first thing that you're going to do is just take your yarn and you're going to fold it over on itself to form a loop. After you form your loop, just take your crochet hook, put it right through the loop, and then hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb. Then you're going to yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through that loop for a slip knot. Then just pull down on the yarn to form a knot. Then you're going to make a chain of 3. So yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through the loop for 1, 2, 3. Then you're going to chain 1 for the next row, chain 1. Then take your crochet hook and go into the second chain from the hook. You're going to bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through both for a single crochet. And then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch back across. Then you're going to chain 1 again, turn your work. Now we are going to make a single crochet into the same it's getting in the way, sorry, the same stitch. So here you could see where the base of where we made our chain 1, we're going to go into the same stitch. Just take your crochet hook, go into that same stitch, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through both loops for a single crochet. Then you're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch, and then you're going to make a single crochet into the next stitch, and you're going to make 1 more single crochet into the same stitch. Now, this is how your work should look so far. You're going to chain 1, and then turn your work. And again, you're going to make a single crochet into the same stitch. So take your crochet hook, go into the same stitch, bring up a loop, make your single crochet, and then make a single crochet into each stitch across. And then in the last stitch, you're going to make 2 single crochet into the same stitch. Now, we're not going to be making a single crochet into the same stitch. What we're going to do for the next row is we're going to start the same way. You're going to make a chain 1 and then turn your work, but this time you're going to go into the next stitch over and make a single crochet. So you're not going to work a single crochet into the same stitch. So that first chain 1 counts as 1 stitch. You're going to go into the second stitch and make your second single crochet, and then you're going to go into the third stitch and make a single crochet, fourth stitch, fifth stitch, and then I know it's hard to see sometimes, but we're going to make 2 more single crochet for this row. So there's 1, and then going into my last stitch to make a total of 7. And then we're going to make 4 more rows the exact same way. So I'm going to make 1 more with you, chain 1, turn my work, go into the next second stitch for a single crochet, third stitch, fourth stitch, fifth stitch, sixth, and seventh. So go ahead, finish making 3 more rows the exact same way, and then come back. This is how your work should look so far. Now, the only difference for the next row is you're not going to make a chain 1, you're just going to turn your work. And you're going to go into that second stitch and make a single crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then for the next row, again, you're just going to turn your work, go into that second stitch, make a single crochet, go into the third stitch, single crochet, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Then you're going to turn your work again, and you're just going to keep doing that, making a single crochet, and as you can see, the stitches will get smaller. This is our second, third, fourth, second, third, fourth, turn the work, second, third. You can see how it's getting smaller, kind of like a leaf. Then you're going to turn your work again, make a single crochet, then you're just going to finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. And then you're going to need to make another one the exact same way in the same color. And then you're going to make the 2 of them the exact same way with the purple. So 2 of your main color and then 2 for the inner ear color, and then come back. You should have finished 2 colors for the outer ear and then 2 colors for the inner ear. Now just take 1 of each colors. I'm going to show you how to crochet them together. You want to have the inside color facing you, and you want the points to be together. So place the points together, and then I usually have the loose yarn ends together. But now you want the purple or the inner ear facing you. Then you're going to take your crochet hook and put it into the stitch at the bottom. You're going to take your outer ear color yarn, hook it, and bring it through. Then you're going to chain 1. Then turn the work over and just tie a knot. I usually use one of my loose yarn ends to tie a knot. Then you're just going to take your crochet hook, you're going to go into the next stitch over, make sure that you go through both the inner ear and the outer ear. Then you're going to take and yarn over and bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and then go through both for a single crochet. And we are going to take and single crochet all the way around to the other side, and that will sew or crochet the 2 ear pieces together, the inner ear and the outer ear. I'm just going to show you how I do it. Just going to keep crocheting so you can watch me as I crochet. See what I'm doing. I'm just evenly spacing them all down the side. You can see how pretty it looks, and then what it looks like on the other side. Now when you're getting close to the point on the end, just take and tuck those loose yarn ends into the inside of the ear. And then I'm just going to make sure that I grab the point of the ear. Make sure you're not going through the loose yarn end, and that you actually grab the stitch at the point of the ear. And before you go to the other side, go ahead and go into the same stitch on the point and just make one more single crochet in the same stitch. That just helps you to turn the corner. And then you're just going to go into the next stitch. And then go down the other side. So go ahead, finish making your single crochets all the way down the other side, and then come back. This is how your ear should look. Then when you reach the bottom, you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the ear onto the rabbit. Then you can go ahead and tuck those loose yarn ends into the center of the ear. And then your ear is ready to be sewn onto your rabbit. Go ahead and crochet the other ear pieces together and then come back and I'll show you how to sew the rabbit ears onto your rabbit. Now go ahead and get your tapestry needle and put it onto the long end that you left for sewing. Then place your rabbit ear where you want it on your rabbit. My rabbit ears are starting from the center of the magic circle. You count down 3 rows and then also 2 stitches over from the eye. Then once you have the rabbit ear placed, Then you just take your tapestry needle, go into the rabbit's head, come out the other side. Then you can take and start sewing down the rabbit ear, just going in and out and sewing it in place. And then you do the same thing for the other rabbit ear and then come back. Now you have your bunny ears sewn on, and there are two ways that I sewed my bunny ears on, where the point is down on the opposite side, or you could sew it where the point is on at the top. So either way is very cute for the bunny. And then so far this is how your bunny should look. And then when you're done sewing on the ears, we're going to make the arms. So you can go ahead and set this aside, and I'm going to show you how to make the arms. So you're going to get the same colored yarn as your rabbit, and we're going to start with a magic circle. Again, just drape the yarn across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers, hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. You're going to bring up a loop, and then yarn over, turn the hook upside down and go through that loop for your slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then we're going to close up the magic circle just like we've done before. And again, you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12. And then come back. Then you can go ahead and close your magic circle if you need to. And take your yarn marker and place it right where you left off. We're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch for 2 rounds. So 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. After you finish 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, then go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and we're going to start closing the arm. So these are going to be decrease stitches. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then you're going to make your decrease stitch, and then repeat all the way around back to the yarn marker. You should have 2 stitches left. Go ahead and take your yarn marker, your loose yarn in, and tuck that into the arm as we close. Go ahead and make 1 single crochet into each of those last 2 stitches. Then you can go ahead and move your yarn marker up. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then make your decrease stitch. And we're just going to work that all the way around. One single crochet and then a decrease. And then we have 1 stitch left. Go ahead and make a single crochet. Then you can go ahead and get rid of the yarn marker. You can make decreased stitches until you're almost closed. We're not going to stuff the arms. Then you're almost closed. You can go ahead and make your slip stitches. Skip a stitch, yarn over and make your slip stitch. One more should do it for mine. And then you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through for sewing the arm onto the rabbit. And then you just need to make another one. After you finish making the two arms, go ahead and set those aside. We're going to go ahead and make the legs now. We're going to start it the same way with our magic circle. And we're going to make our slip knot. And then our 6 single crochet into the magic circle. And then you're just going to close up the magic circle. And the same thing, you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around for a total of 12, and then come back. Now you're going to take your yarn marker and move it up, and you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch for 3 rounds, and then come back. After you finish your 3 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, you can tuck your loose yarn end into the center and then move your yarn marker up. We're going to make 1 round of decreased stitches. So you go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, yarn over and go through all 3 for a decreased stitch. And then we're just going to make decreased stitches all the way around for 1 round. This is our last decrease stitch. Then you can take your yarn marker and get rid of it. We're going to make a slip stitch into the next stitch over. So just go into the next stitch and then yarn over and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then we're going to finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew it onto your rabbit. And that is your foot. And there will be a little bit of an opening. That's okay, because we're going to smash it like this to make the foot look like this. You're going to need 2 of these for the feet and then 1 more for the tail. So the tail is made the same way. Here's just an example of the 2 feet. And then you have your tail. We won't smash the tail, we'll just keep it. You can stuff it too if you want to, but I just kept mine puffy and then sewed it on that way. But now I'm going to show you the carrot, how to make the carrot before we sew everything together. So go ahead, you're going to need 3 of these, 2 of them the same color, and then 1 whatever you want for the tail. And then come back and I'll show you how to make the carrot. Now you should have your 2 feet and your tail finished. Go ahead and set those aside with the arms. And I'm going to show you how to make the carrot. So the carrot, go ahead and get the yarn that you're going to use for your carrot. And we're going to make it the same way that we did the arms, except for the carrot, you're going to stuff it. So you're going to take and make your magic circle the same way that you did for the arms. And you're going to make your slip knot. And then your 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then you're going to take and close your magic circle. Then you can make your 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12. You can close the center of your magic circle. Go ahead and get your yarn marker. You're going to make 1 single crochet in every stitch for 2 rows or 2 rounds. I'm going to go ahead and just finish it with you so you can watch how I make my stitches, but you should already be able to make your stitches around. So we just did 1 round. We're going to go ahead and make our 2nd round. You can go ahead and turn your work inside out too as you're working. So we just finished the 2 rounds of the 1 single crochet into every stitch. You can go ahead and take your loose yarn end and put it into the inside. Move your yarn marker up, and then you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then make your decrease stitch. And then repeat that back to the yarn marker. And then you have the 2 stitches left. Go ahead and just make a single crochet into those stitches. Then you can get some stuffing. And go ahead and put some stuffing into the carrot. as we close. You can always add more as you go. Then I'm going to go ahead and just leave my yarn marker there, or you can move it up. I'm going to go ahead and just move it up so you can make sure that you follow along. And then make one single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then make your decrease stitch. Probably take some of this stuffing out. So for your decrease stitch, make one single crochet into the next 2 stitches. And then make your decrease stitch. And then one single crochet into the last 2 stitches. Then take and move your yarn marker up, and you're only going to make one single crochet into the next stitch, and then make your decrease stitch. Then one single crochet, then your decrease stitch, then one single crochet in the last 2 stitches, then you can take your yarn marker and remove it. Now you can slip stitch it closed. Then you can go ahead and finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to finish bury into your work. Just take your tapestry needle, just go right in where you tied your knot, and come out anywhere. And then you have your carrot. Now we just need the green leaves that come out of the bottom. I'm going to show you how to make those. To make the green leaf, just take your green yarn, fold it over on itself to form a loop. Put your crochet hook right through the loop, and then hold the base of the loop with your middle finger and your thumb. Just yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for your slip knot. Then you're going to make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to go into the second chain from the hook, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through both for a single crochet. Then in the next stitch, you're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 loops for a half double crochet. Then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. So go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, and go through both for a single crochet. Then you're going to go into the same stitch. You're going to yarn over, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew it onto the carrot. Then you're going to make one more, and then I'll show you how to sew them onto your carrot. Now get your 2 leaves and your carrot. Make sure that the point of the carrot is facing up. You want the rounded bottom to sew your leaf onto. Take your tapestry needle, put it onto the long end that you left for sewing, and then you're just going to take and sew the leaf onto the bottom of your carrot. Go ahead and tie a knot with the loose yarn end, the other loose yarn end. Just make sure that it's sewn on well. And then I'm just going to tie another knot. And then you can bury your loose yarn ends and then sew on the other leaf. Just make sure that you sew the other leaf on right next to the one that you just sewed on, and then come back. Now you want to take and sew your arms on. Go ahead and get your tapestry needle and position your arms onto the rabbit, and make sure that your rabbit will be able to hold the carrot in the front. Once you have it positioned and both arms are lined up in the right place, then you can take and just sew the arm on. And I just go in and out. And if I come out this far from the arm, I'll just go back in the body, go through the arm, and then just sew the arms in place. Once the arms are sewn in place on the rabbit, then you're going to take the same colored yarn as the rabbit and take your carrot, and you can position your carrot either up or down. On one of mine I already positioned it down, so I'm going to make this one so that it's up. And then I'm just going to take and sew the carrot in place. And I'm going to go a couple of times through. Make sure that your carrot doesn't get too squished. And then after you've sewn the carrot in place, you can tie a knot and bury your loose yarn ends. Now for the feet, go ahead and get your tapestry needle onto the long end that you left for sewing. And for the feet, you're just going to smash it so that the center where we're crocheting is in the middle, and then the magic circle side is facing out. Then you take it and place it onto your rabbit and then just sew it in place. You do that same thing with both of the feet. Just go in and out, sewing your foot in place. Then for the tail, you don't want to smash it. You want it to be fluffy and into a ball shape. Then you take and go onto the back of the bunny. Position the tail where you want it. Once you have the tail in position, then you're just going to take and go through the body. And then back through the tail. And just do that several times, then tie a knot and bury the loose yarn end. Then you have your cute little bunny all finished. I'm going to show you how to make this cute little bunny. He has a carrot. You can see he has the pretty purple on the inside of his ears. And I made him with a little purple tail. Here is the other cute bunny. I made the eyes a little bit larger on this one. And I also put a little bit of blush here, so you can do that as well if you want. You just take regular blush and just put just a little bit, little hint of it onto each of the cheeks. And you can see I used a little bit of a darker orange on this one than I did on the other one. You can see the difference with the smaller eyes and the bigger eyes and the color differences. This one I used the beige and the white, and then the white little tail. And you can make them any way, any color or size of eyes or color orange that you want for your carrot.